Hey guys, welcome to another Pokemon TCG Online deck profile, and today we're going to be showing Haxorus, the big dragon, stage 2, and we're going to be using one card from BREAKpoint, which I think really gives this guy a little bit of staying power. So yeah, let's get into it. First off, we're doing a 4-2-4 line of the Haxorus. We see here, the lower guys aren't really worth talking about. We're basically trying to get into our Haxorus as fast as possible. And with him, he has 3 attacks. Well, 2 attacks and 1 setup. This Dragon Dance we will be focusing on. What it is, as long as this Haxorus is your active Pokemon, each of its attacks does 100 more damage. So which is really cool. So if you do that for 1 turn for your attack, then the next turn Sharp Fang will be 160. Dragon Pulse will be doing 230. Dragon Pulse normally is 130, and you discard the top 3 cards of your deck. So if we can get kills with the Sharp Fang, we will do that just to make sure we don't deck out. But if we have to kill something like an EX, sure, we'll gladly hit for 230. And that's very, very strong. He sits at 160 HP, so he's a really beefy stage 2 Pokemon who attacks for 2 energy attachments or just 1 with the double dragon. We have a strong energy, fighting energy, and a metal energy. So yeah, I mean, this Dragon Dance is actually really nice, like attack ability. The only problem is it's slow because it's a stage 2 and this takes your attack. So the problem with that is everyone's going faster. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to do things like boost up his HP, which I'll show you how we're going to do, maybe slow them down, taking away energies, and keep them from attacking us. So we have the 4-2-4 line of that. We then have a 2-2 line of the Octillery. Since we are running a evolution line deck, there's no real need to run Shaman. You might as well run the Octillery, not give them 2 prize trade-in kills. And since you're not going off on your first turn, you might as well just have a Remoraid set down and then on your next turn get the Octillery anyways. So that's why I like that. Then into the item cards, we are running 4 Crushing Hammer. Now since we're planning on doing our Dragon Dance for our first attack, that means we're not going to be attacking on our second turn, hopefully, to get that buff. And then on our third turn, we're finally going to be attacking, so we're going to need ways to slow them down. If we can hit a Crushing Hammer, hopefully that'll set them back a turn. And that's why we're going to be running 4 of those, and then we're going to be running 2 Enhanced Hammers. This will discard a special energy, guaranteed. So that's another way that we can slow them down. While we Dragon Dance, we want to be knocking off their energies so we can get set up. Then we're running 3 Level Ball. Most of our deck is 90 HP or less. We have 6? We have 10 Pokemon that this can target. So the 3 Level Ball is really helpful. Usually we'll probably be going for an Octillery line so we can start drawing more cards. We're running 1 Professor's Letter. Since our Haxorus does have that strange 2 different type of energy attack requirement, the letter will help us grab both of those items. So it's really helpful. True, we are also going to be trying to attach Double Dragon to our Haxoruses, but it's nice just to have that option, and that's what the letter is there for. Then we're going to be running 3 Rare Candy, which is just going to try to get us into our Haxorus quicker. We really want to be doing the Dragon Dance turn 2, so our Rare Candy is just going to help get us to that. Then we're running 3 VS Seeker. Just a great card. It makes you have more supporters than you're really running. Running 2 Judge. Since we are running Octillery, Judge is actually a really good supporter. We can disrupt our opponent, take us both down to 4 cards, and then we can play some cards, use Octillery to build that hand back up, and there you go. 1 Lysander, 1 Pokemon Fan Club. This is since we aren't running that many basics, that many smaller guys. The fan club just makes sure we have a fuller bench. So if one thing gets knocked out, then we're already building our other Haxoruses. Running 2 Professor Birch. This is the same concept with the Judge. If we flip tails and only draw 4 cards, and we still have an Octillery to give us more cards. But if we flip heads and draw 7, then that's great. Running 4 Professor Sycamore, 4 Training Center. Now this stadium is actually really good for this deck. We are running a stage 2 deck, so our Haxorus will get 30 more HP, making him a whopping 190. That's really, really big. There aren't really any other stadiums that are going to help us, so this is actually a perfect marriage for us. And then we have 4 Bursting Balloon. Here is the BREAKpoint card that makes this Haxorus more viable. If our opponent attacks us while we are wearing this Bursting Balloon, they will take 6 damage counters, but then after their turn, the Bursting Balloon gets discarded. So usually what happens is if you put this on your Pokemon, your opponent's going to want to either Lysander around it or just not attack. And we are hoping that our opponent is going to choose not to attack for that turn. Now, if we are doing our Dragon Dance, not doing damage to them, and they are not attacking us because we have a Bursting Balloon, then that mitigates the whole downside of that Dragon Dance ability, and then we are going to be in the clear. We'll be slowing them down with the energy disruption. We'll have a Bursting Balloon to spare us for a turn, and then we're going to be wrecking face with 160 hits, 230 hits. Or if our opponent still attacks us, we have 160, maybe 190 HP with this big ol' Haxorus. So we can take some hits. They'll take 60 damage counters from that, and then we'll be ready to go anyways. So this card is really, really good. I'm really liking it with this combination, and that's what we're going to showcase today. We have 2 Floatstone just for the artilleries in case they start in the active position. Then for our energies, we have 4 Double Dragon, 3 Fighting, and 3 Metal. So yeah, that's the deck. Let's go ahead and give it a little look-see in this very competitive versus ladder. A lot of tough decks. Everyone's trying to get that in. So I'm sure it's going to be a good, interesting battle, and we'll see what we can do. And it looks like we are going to be fighting against a Garchomp deck, which isn't bad. They're very quick, unfortunately, but they do like to hit against EXs, not basic, so hopefully that'll work in our favor. So let's see what we're going to start off with. And unfortunately we don't have, yep, see Garchomp. He runs 2 Lysander, good to know. We didn't have a basic there. The deck will mulligan a few times. And we have the Remoraid, but we do have the Artillery going. Next turn, should we choose to do that, we have hammers and we have a Floatstone to get out of the active. So we have a decision. Do we use Level Ball for an artillery, or do we want to get that Axew going ASAP? And we don't really have a way to get rid of a lot of cards anyways, so we might as well go ahead. Get the Axew, because the main plan will be to get our Haxorus going as soon as possible, so hopefully we will have a Level Ball. Next turn we see a Bridget coming down. Pretty nice card for this, especially if you're running the version with the artillery and not the shaman. We see energy attachment so he can retreat. Cool. And on to our turn. And now we have the Haxorus, so that's actually pretty good. Gonna rare candy into our Haxorus. We are going to retreat into him, and unfortunately we do not have an energy, or else we would have been able to Dragon Dance and we would have been on our way. So we are 1 card off from kind of getting going, but we still have a big guy there going up against this Garchomp deck, and we'll see what we can do. At least we know he's probably not going to want to attack us this turn, because there won't be any point doing 20 damage just to receive 60 damage. So now we'll see if we can get a artillery out. That's probably what would really help us, and then with the artillery, then we can hopefully get some energies. We have our opponent thinking right now. We see an energy go down on the back. What is that? Gibble? Our opponent is going to be able to get his artillery out, so he has the advantage there. So yeah, we could be in a better position. We do have a hammer to get rid of that energy. Probably the town map, so that's cool. We see 1 strong energy and 1 Garchomp prized. If only we were able to Dragon Dance, we would have been so good. So very, very good. Opponent flips heads on his Birch. So he's nice. He's got a good setup. And here's the rare candy. Fortunately, he's not able to attack us this turn. We're going to knock off that energy. Energy disruption doesn't really matter that much against a Garchomp deck, unfortunately. But we're going to have to do what we have to do. And we're going to Lysander out this Octillery to hopefully stall a bit. If he was smart, he would have been saving the Floatstone for when he needed it. But if he doesn't have it for a turn, then that can help us out. And yeah, you see, like right now, if we had that Dragon Dance going, we would have been in prime position. We could have killed that Garchomp. We could have killed the Gabite with the Muscle Band on it. But we're going to do our best. Let me see, Ultra Ball. Maybe for another Garchomp. Okay. So he's getting his Garchomps going. Let's see, a Versus Seeker for another Birch. Just checking our discard pile. So yeah, we would really like to see a Sycamore right now. A Level Ball. Sycamore, Level Ball. What can we see? Professor's Letter. So not great, not horrible, but not great. We will be able to Dragon Dance. Let's see if we hit this energy and Tails. And let's go ahead and Dragon Dance. So now, as long as he stays active, our Haxorus will be able to do massive amounts of damage. And we'll see if we can strike fear in our opponent. Hopefully there's no Floatstone coming. Give us another turn. It's just a bummer. We're just sitting here with two Remoraid's not available to do anything. And our opponent's going to go for another Birch. Oh. And he's moving. He's gone. He has 22 cards left in his deck. We have 40 cards left. Now he's just still setting up. He hasn't taken any damage yet, though. And it's our turn again. What do we see here? And let's go ahead and thin out our deck. Alrighty. I guess we're gonna go ahead and get this kill so we can get some more cards. Hopefully we can draw. I could have left it up there, but you have to expect a Floatstone. It's gonna be coming pretty soon. So there, finally, we see a supporter card. And even though he hits really hard, it's going to take him 2 hits to kill us. Fortunately, he has this Focus Sash, so this is really a tough deck for us to compete against. But we're looking okay. He's only taking 1 prize card per kill, and is usually going to take a couple hits anyways. So if his Garchomps don't have Focus Sash, then we're just going to use our Dragon Pulse anyways for 130 if we have to use it on one of the new guys. So yeah, and now we have a way to... We should be able to get something off of our next draw and judge, so hopefully we can start getting some fluidity with our cards and bursting balloons and things of that nature. A bursting balloon would really help us here, because then if he hit us, then that Focus Sash would not be doing any sort of help for our opponent. But we had a slow start, so we'll see what we can get here. Awesome. Trang Center is very good. Good playable card. Let's go ahead and get that. And we have... this card play. I guess we're going to go ahead and Sharp Fang. Opponent is able to survive because of Focus Sash. Right now he's going to be doing 80. He's not going to be knocking us out at all right now because we do have 190. So we still have 130 HP left. If our opponent gets rid of the stadium, we have another one. I actually am hoping that he gets rid of the stadium because he shouldn't. I guess if he attaches another strong energy, which he didn't. Yeah, I want him to get rid of this because we're going to Sycamore. And it would have been nice to not have to discard one if it was at all usable. Now, actually, at this point, maybe we don't Sycamore. Let's go ahead and Octillery first, because I would like to win this Stadium War, because that extra bit of HP is going to be very helpful. Let's go ahead and use a Crushing Hammer. We hit tails. Let's go ahead and we'll use Birch and save that Training Center. And we hit heads. Lovely. And there is a Bursting Balloon. There is a Rare Candy. Now, we will go ahead and get our Sharp Fang on. And we're taking him down. And we have another Axew for setting up. We have a Bursting Balloon in hand, which will help us against Focus Sashes. And we have a Haxorus ready to go. And we're at 4 prize cards to our opponent's 6. So not so far. It was a really slow start, but we're not in the worst position. Now, it will be unfortunate. Oh, okay. Now, let's see here. I don't think our opponent can kill this Octillery. So we're gonna go ahead and let him put that up there, and we're likely going to get another one. Now, I was worried that he would break our Training Center, which would then kill us, which he still might, so we'll see what happens. But let's hope that he hasn't seen that plan yet. I don't know if we've seen any stadiums anywhere. And we see a Karina coming out. Our opponent could get a kill with this Garchomp with the Muscle Band, but if he does that, then we can come back and kill him. So it depends on how much he wants to kill this Octillery. Not that much, which is what I was banking on. And we're going to go ahead and put our damaged Haxorus back up in the active spot. So now we see... There we go. Let's go ahead and retreat. We're going to go ahead and play down this new Axew. And I don't want to put the Bursting Balloon on this Haxorus, because if they break our stadium to kill us, they could do that without attacking, and that'd be a waste. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, I think we're just going to go ahead and get the kill for the Dragon Pulse for 130. Oh, I forgot. Oh no, Garchomp is also a stage 2 deck. Ugh. Well, that hurts, but I guess we're going to have to manage. He was probably saying that the whole time. Maybe that's why he didn't break the stadium, or maybe that's why he even runs it. So that's going to hurt, but the Bursting Balloon can mitigate that extra bit of damage. So we'll see. We're just going to have to play around that. There aren't a lot of stage 2 decks that you see being played. I guess Garchomp would be the only other one that we would compete against. So let's go ahead, put the Bursting Balloon here. Let's Crushing Hammer. Tails. Guess we'll go ahead and use Birch. Another Tails. Do we get any more hammers? No, but we have another energy. And our opponent scoops. That's also pretty awesome. We are going to get the kill. Our opponent would then come in with his other Garchomp. He wouldn't be able to kill us at 190, and he would attack into our Bursting Balloon, and then we would be able to kill him with the 130 hit. So yeah, that was awesome. A really strong Garchomp deck, but you could see the Haxorus being 190, the Bursting Balloon making our opponent not want to hit us. We had a super slow start, and even still, once we got built up, you could tell how vicious the deck is. So I think if we had one Octillery a little bit faster, we would have been in great position a lot quicker And yeah, the deck can be a big problem. I'm gonna keep testing it, and probably thinking about pulling it into some tournaments, because something I know a lot of people aren't gonna be expecting. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys give it a try. We're always trying to do some interesting creative decks over here at DreamCloud Project, not just the meta, but cool, unique things that can hang with the meta. So yeah, we're gonna keep on bringing them out for you guys, and I hope you guys like it. Feel free to mention anything in the comments that you think I should add or subtract. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.